Hi, welcome to Being Beta, where today I'm going to be showing you how to fix a puncture on a inner tube. So kit you're going to need a way to release the brakes. In this case I'm going to be using, basically it's an Allen key. You're going to need a way to take the axle bolts off. If you don't have quick release on your wheels, you're going to need a spanner and a ratchet to release the axle bolts, a pump, then something to take the inner tube out of the wheel itself. You can use spoons, or I've got a little piece here that I can use. Your cover, if you like, that's going to replace and go over, like a second skin that will go over the inner tube puncture itself, and some glue. You're going to need some scissors to cut out the right size. And then I'm going to use a bowl of water and a piece of kitchen towel to dry off the inner tube afterwards, to actually find the puncture itself by slightly inflating the tyre, pushing the air out, and then you'll see the bubbles, and then that will help you identify where the puncture is. All of this effort to fix the puncture on a little girl's bicycle. So I appreciate it's a little girl's bicycle. However, the principles are the same whether you're repairing a puncture on my daughter's bike or whether you're going to be repairing it on your own sort of road going super snazzy bike. There are quicker ways. If you're on the road, for example, or if you got a bit more money, then you can simply just get rid of the old inner tube and put a new inner tube in, and that'll save you all of this bother. But if you do want to repair it, first thing you're going to need to do is release the braking mechanism. We're actually going to need to get the wheel off itself so we can remove the inner tube. You can do it with it on, but I find it's a bit easier to just go through the whole process. So this, you can, like I say, leave it on if you want to. I'm going to show you the whole process of taking the wheel off. So first thing you need to do is release the brakes, because otherwise you won't be able to get the wheel out. So I'll do that now. See, that's just going to allow me to remove this piece, which is pinching that piece of cable there, and now you can see the brakes are nice and wide, so I'll be able to pull the wheel out. I'm going to hold one of the bolts with my spanner, and then the other one I'm just going to now loosen off, and by loosening off, that's going to allow me to take the actual wheel off itself. Just loosen this one as well. Now that comes out like so. So next step is actually to remove the tyre from the wheel hub itself. So this is where you can use your spoon, or I've got this little tool here. It's essentially going to allow you to get in there and prise it off, and then you're literally just going to slide until it comes off, and it should come off fairly easy with a flat inner tube. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side, like so. If I can get it in, I might be able to just get in like that. Go around the other side, and then that's going to allow me now to pull the wheel off, the tyre off itself. The tyre off, you can now remove the inner tube. So if you take the dust cap off of the inner tube valve itself, pull that through, and then just take the inner tube away. Okay, so now this is where you're going to use your inner tube pump. This definitely looks overkill. This is for my road going bike, but it will do the job, so I've attached it on. I'm just going to inflate this a little bit now, just a couple of times, and then remove that. Now what will this allow me to do, if I move it over to the water bowl, is this is going to allow me to identify where the puncture is. Again, if you're out on the road, you won't have this facility, so you just have to do it by sight and by sound. But if I just now move it around the bowl and keep squeezing, what I should see at some stage are the bubbles coming out from where the puncture is. So I won't bore you with this process. Okay, so we definitely found the puncture. And again, now that we've identified where the puncture is, we can actually see it now. And if we squeeze the inner tube, yeah, we can see the air coming out there. So what I'm going to use the kitchen towel for now is to completely clean and dry off this area. So I'll just do that now. Okay, so I've just cleaned and dried off the area where I'm going to now be putting this adhesive patch onto. Again, some puncture repair kits you'll already have like the little black and orange circles that will fit punctures nicely. On this one we're going to have to cut off roughly the right size. Obviously I want to allow a little bit of overlap, so I'm going to go a fair bit bigger than the actual puncture itself. So something about that sort of size should do nicely. So I've cut off my square, I've cleaned the area. So what I'm going to do now is apply the glue that's supplied around the puncture itself and on top of the puncture, just to help sort of seal that puncture. And then I can peel this away, place it on, and it says this needs half an hour to set. So again, you'll need to check the instructions that came with your puncture repair kit, how long you need to let it set. Okay, so with the puncture repaired, I'm now going to do everything in reverse order to get the bike back together. So inner tube goes on, the tyre goes on. It's best to do that before you inflate the inner tube, otherwise it's a real pain to get on. I'll then pump up the tyre, pop it back on, tighten up the axle sort of bolts, put the brake back in position, and it should be good to go. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to help other beaters out there too. Take care.